Okay, let's call to order. We'll start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everyone to the Board of Commissioners meeting Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. Consent agenda.
Approval of payroll, January 30th, 2026 and February 13th, 2026. Approval of claims, January 29th, February 5th, and 12th, 2026. Weights and measures monthly report, December 16th, 2025 through January 15th, 2026.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. I'll second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Before we start, Melanie, would you like to introduce?
Yes, we have a new executive assistant here in the Commissioner's office, replacing Kathy Merle. This is Sarah Carter.
Thank you. Welcome aboard. Okay, next we have High Street Insurance. We have a summary plan description and recommendations.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Candace Arvin, High Street Insurance, here today to present the recommended updates to the summary plan description language. So the summary plan description, or SPD, is the primary governing document of the employee's health plan. Each year, a legal review is done of the document and language just to ensure that the plan is operated consistently and in compliance with applicable federal and state laws. And as a result of that review, Council has provided the list of recommended updates. So I believe you guys should have a copy of that provided to you today. Good news, most of the recommendations outlined are meant to strengthen and clarify current language. They don't actually represent any material change in the benefits that are available to the employees. So just here today to answer any questions and hopefully get approval today on those updates.
What changes have occurred, if any?
So there's a variety of laws that govern employer-sponsored benefit plans. So the ACA, different IRS laws, the Mental Health Parity Act, and things to that nature. So the intent of the language change is outlined on the form here and the section in which it came from, the issue or law that applies. Again, it's just meant to remove any kind of gray area and make the language black or white.
Okay. So really nothing.
Correct.
So it's mainly just a cleanup of the language.
Exactly.
Scott, we need a motion for approval of this.
Yes.
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Danielle Harrell, Grant Writing Services Agreement for 2026.
She's here. She sends it in every year. It's the same grant writer.
Okay. So it's agreement for grant writing services for 2026, not to exceed $21,000.
You know, if the president is good with it, you want me to okay a contract, you need to come in front of the Board of Commissioners. I'm not going to approve a contract that you're not here to represent. I have no idea how much we used her or what we spent last year. It's the same. Well, I don't know how much we used her. You know.
Okay.
But that she's certainly invited to come here, you know, and represent her contract.
Okay.
We could table it.
Yes.
Table it till we get her in here.
Just motion to table to next.
Motion to table.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion carries. SRI Commissioner's Detail Addendum.
So this is a continuation of the 2025 discussion about property which the commissioners are holding in title to be able to get those back on the tax rolls, and that's a continuation of that project. And we're now to the stage of having SRI propose this addendum to complete that process with the commissioner's office and the auditor's office.
Any idea when we might have that sale?
Not off the top of my head right now. I think we have to go through that list of properties, make sure that there's no appraisals that need to be done. But we presented that list to you previously, so I think we could meet behind the scenes to kind of flush out some of the details on that.
It shouldn't be too awful.
No.
No, I think at this stage we're just deciding how many properties there are and how many we're getting appraised and how much we can do it as a group effort to try to save as much cost on that as possible.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. I'll second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Number 4, Mosier Consulting. We have a
Morning.
contract to approve an overview of the IT department in the amount of $28,500.
Yes.
Morning.
Morning. Jeff Splitters, Mosier Consulting, based out of Indianapolis. So our proposal in front of you is to do a staff assessment and organization assessment to give you outcomes in looking at how your staff is functioning and the roles and responsibilities across the county. And then secondarily, we've been asked to review your vendor contracts related to IT and how your spend is aligned with those, and evaluate those contracts for possible savings or modernization or replacement with better aligned contracts for your spend.
I mean, as you know, the commissioners reached out.
Yep.
To your firm.
Yes.
Not for any single particular reason.
Yeah.
Because of the complexity of running an IT department.
Yes.
And the growing costs of running an IT department, and the growing size of running a capable IT department. We thought we'd have another set of eyes on this. Let us know what we're doing, right and wrong. Right.
Yes, very much so. And we've done this for Elkhart County in recent last year with substantial savings to them, and ongoing savings. And so it really gives you an alignment, and then we can further deep dive once we find those savings to help you better align your technology footprint if needed, and give you a roadmap going forward.
Perfect.
Yep.
A motion to approve the Mosier Consulting contract, $28,500.
We have a motion. I'll second that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you'll be reaching out to Lee, our,
Yes.
our director.
Yep, we'll reach out to you and through Lee. Yep.
All
Very
right.
good. Yep.
Thank you.
Be in touch. Thank you.
Okay, next we have a board of policy revision.
Yes, this was to clarify some of the one issue, and then the first issue to be clarified is the application window. The commissioner's office will accept applications and deal with them at the next regular commissioners meeting. The list will still be good from January through December, but if a contractor applies in June and is put on the list in July, that person will remain on that list through the end of the year, and then we will start the list over. So that is a cleanup and a revision. And the other would be to the purpose, just to clarify that this is only dealing with the unincorporated portion of the county, and that the rotational list will be activated when the responsible party or the homeowner requests, or that responsible owner or owner of the home requests through the fire department for 911's rotational list. At those times, we would provide the list.
Okay.
That's as a cleanup from the policy after a few meetings and association things and some confusion that we were looking to clean up moving forward.
Anybody wanting a copy of this policy and these recent revisions, just reach out to Sarah and Melanie. Not the 911 department. I motion to approve the revisions to the 2025 board of policy.
We have a motion.
25 or 26, Scott? Did we pass that?
I think we passed that in December of 25.
Okay.
You have a motion.
I just made
We have a motion. I'll second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have an update on the Southwest County Fire Service area. At the end of last year, the commissioners were informed by the Westport Township Fire District that they may not be able to fund a new contract for fire services. The commissioners called a special meeting, and in short, we were able to come to terms with an agreement to fund the fire contract for 2026. At that December meeting, the commissioners outlined their plan to form a committee tasked with evaluating fire services in South Porter County, particularly within the Southwest area. As legislative changes affecting local government continue and the shortfalls in FSB 1 that have hurt all local governments, our commitment remains steadfast to ensure Porter County residents receive exceptional services. Successes in these initiatives rely on collaboration between both public and elected officials who share our objectives. Following the announcement of our intent to create a committee, we determined it necessary to first engage with the local representations of Boone and Porter Townships, as well as officials from the town of Hebron. We intend to maintain transparency, communication with the townships and the town throughout this process. Therefore, we recommend that all four entities enter into a memorandum of understanding to provide the framework for ongoing activities. The memorandum of understanding formalizes a commitment to ongoing constructive dialogue regarding future engagements. It does not obligate any party to support or fund local mandates. Rather, it establishes that elected representation from each entity will collectively decide whether analysis is warranted, identify appropriate participants in such efforts, and determine the framework for any potential collaboration. Once all stakeholders have ratified the memorandum of understanding, the next step will be to form a committee to represent public interest. Support work groups also may be established to help assess possible solutions for the county's southwest region. In summary, it's vital for this process to incorporate the views and interests of all stakeholders, including citizens and government bodies. The participation of local authorities enhances transparency and keeps the community well informed. So, in short, we have an issue to address. We intend to engage all the local people involved in that and have some good dialogue and some good discussion on see how we fix this situation. And that's all I have on an update on that. There'll be more news on that going forward as we go on. The next thing I have is a resolution. I have two resolutions. First one will be on House Bill 1001. Scott?
Yes, this is a resolution of the Board of Commissioners in opposition to House Bill 1001. Board of Commissioners is duly charged under Indiana Code 3622 and 3674 with promoting orderly development and protecting the public health, safety, and welfare. Porter County has adopted a comprehensive plan as required by state law, directing higher density housing to areas served by municipal water, sewer, transportation, networks, and emergency services. Municipalities have established utility systems, concentrated infrastructure, and full-time development staff may position to absorb higher housing mandates more readily. And whereas substantial portions of Porter County unincorporated territory rely on wells, septic systems, limited drainage infrastructure, and rural road networks not designed for increased residential density. And whereas House Bill 1001 mandates changes to zoning and developmental standards, including limitations on local authority over density, parking, and developmental review procedures without distinguishing between urban and rural service environments. And whereas requiring housing approvals in infrastructure deficient areas while limiting cost recovery and recovery discretion risk creating long-term public obligations and shifting costs to the existing taxpayers. Now therefore it be resolved by the Board of Commissioners of Porter County, Indiana. The board formally opposes House Bill 1001 in its current form. The board urges the Indiana General Assembly to recognize the fundamental differences between municipalities served by public utilities and counties responsible for unincorporated rural territory and to preserve local authority to align residential growth with infrastructure, capacity, and fiscal responsibility. And that concludes that resolution.
Any discussion?
I'll have something to, after he reads the second one. Should we approve these individually?
Yes.
A motion to approve resolution number 1001.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Second resolution we have is opposition to House Bill 13333. Scott?
Yes, sir. Again, the Board of Commissioners is the executive body of Porter County. Porter County exercises planning and zoning authority pursuant to the Indiana Code to promote that orderly growth and protect the public health, safety, and welfare. Porter County has developed a comprehensive plan and unified ordinance to reflect longstanding land use policies adopted after public notice, public hearing, and deliberation. Whereas House Bill 1333, as passed by the Indiana House of Representatives, proposed statutory changes affecting land use regulation, including provisions authorizing certain developments on agriculturally zoned property, notwithstanding local ordinance or regulations to the contrary. Whereas while the stated purpose for such provisions is to direct development towards less productive soils, land use decisions involve considerations beyond soil classification, including infrastructure capacity, drainage impacts, environmental protection, the agricultural preservation, and public safety. Whereas large-scale developments may impose substantial on county infrastructure, including roads, bridges, drainage systems, emergency services, and related public facilities. And whereas the local land use review process allow the county to evaluate site-specific conditions and to ensure the infrastructure, drainage, environment, and public safety impacts are properly addressed. Limiting or preempting local review authority will impair the county's ability to ensure fiscal neutrality and to protect taxpayers from unfunded infrastructure obligations. Whereas the statutory framework established under Indiana Code 3674 is intended to provide for orderly development and meaningful public participation in land use decisions affecting local governments. Now therefore be it resolved, the Porter County Board of Commissioners hereby express its opposition to House Bill 1333 in its current form or any amendment form that limits or preempts local land use authority. The board urges the Indiana General Assembly to preserve the authority of counties to review, condition, and regulate land use within their jurisdiction. And finally, the board further urges any legislation affecting land use regulation ensure adequate protection for the local infrastructure, drainage systems, environmental resources, the ag land, public safety, and avoid the imposition of unfunded mandates.
Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is the these two would mark the third resolutions that the commissioners have passed in less than a year to stay off state of Indiana's attempt to undermine our regulatory authority when it comes to development, which whether it appears here, whether it's homes or whether it's large commercial or industrial projects, and that's concerning. And I don't know what's causing it. That there seems to be this movement to for the state of Indiana, or at least some down in the state of Indiana, to come in and take our regulatory authority away when it comes to projects like that. But I don't think that we need to explain to most reasonable people as to why that's not a good idea. We live here; they don't live here. They can't possibly know what's best for our county here, and for that matter, whether it's a city or a town within this county or any other county for that matter. But I do see this pattern that's developing. I'm in my 17th year up here as a county commissioner, and I maybe one other time that I can think of where we, as a board, come out in opposition to some state law that was being considered. And here we are, 3 times now in less than a year that we've been doing this, and just as disturbing as these attempts to dissolve our regulatory authority when it comes to projects like this is, brought to our attention a week ago last Friday. You have the Speaker of the House that comes up here with State Rep Ed Soliday, meeting with our county council for the purpose now. This is no exaggeration. To speak to our council to see what their thoughts were on creating a countywide food and beverage tax to help fund the possibilities of building a Chicago Bears stadium in Hampton. Now, that is so ridiculous that if I didn't know that it actually happened, I wouldn't believe somebody if they had told me. But it goes in line, like, it's there seems to be a lot of activity downstate where it comes into our county or any other county of the 92, and where we know what's best, or we want some of what you have, and to give it away over here. I can't, like I said, any reasonable person would have to. I mean, I could go on and on all afternoon about why that is a terrible idea, but it's happening, and we can't figure out why it's happening, and we can't figure out why, if you will have state lawmakers that'll go in and try to pass a bill. We understand that, but bills that have gotten this much discussion and this much, mileage downstate, why are we not having our state officials that are elected here in this county coming to us and giving us a heads up on it? I don't understand that. Why we're not being contacted and say, hey, heads up. I just got this bill in front of me, and for me to consider, and wanted your input on it. What do you think, as a commissioner? We're not getting any of that. You get the Speaker of the House of the state of Indiana comes up here with a local state lawmaker pitching the idea of creating a countywide food and beverage tax, and you don't have the decency to pick up the phone and call the president of the board of commissioners and say, hey, just want to give you a heads up, we're going to talk to your county council. We get nothing, and it's inexcusable. So I said it. So it's out there. So,
or discuss any one of these other bills that affect our way to decide. So,
well, it's really difficult to do our jobs in local government, and I'm not even talking. It's not just the board of commissioners, the county council. It's the individual departments. If you have state lawmakers down there that's considering and changing the literal fabric of what we do here without first discussing it with us, maybe it's a good idea. Maybe we'll jump on board with it. But to be hit upside the head with it at the 11th hour, it's just not fair.
No, I agree.
I feel better now. I got that off.
Did you get it off? Well, you would just think there'd be better dialogue, especially on the home rule issues.
Well,
Need a motion?
Yeah, motion on. Let me find it here.
Resolution 1333.
Yes, motion to approve.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next, Gilman projects.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
For the jail, we've just got one pay application, Berglund for pay app number 3 in the amount of $23,780.
Motion to approve.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
For the highway department, Gary app pay app number 14 in the amount of $316,701.50. Golf pay app number 9 in the amount of $23,108. Stance painting pay app number 6 in the amount of $6,175. Bloomfield mechanical pay app number 12 in the amount of $128.03. Circle R mechanical pay app number 17 in the amount of $44,312.75. Circle R Electric pay app number 13 in the amount of $161,196.48.
Motion to approve is just read.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Human Resources, Rhonda Young. We have a comp time report.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. I've been working with the auditor's office regarding employees' comp time and departments not following our policy regarding comp time. Last month was our first time running the report. I have contacted all the elected officials and department heads and made them aware of our policy again and asked them their plan on how they could make their employees use it. This month, when the auditor's office ran me another one, I'm pleased to say everything went down or stayed the same except one department. I did call that one department and he assured me that would be used by the middle of March, which would be in compliant with our policy.
Okay. And you showed me the list.
Yes. Yes,
Long.
but it's a long list.
And I spoke to Commissioner Morales and the county attorney to, what we consider to keep this list from the time to accumulate the way it has. Keep that from happening in the future. And I'd like to ask the county attorney to provide the commissioners with, a policy that maybe throws out no more than 2 weeks worth of hours that they can go over. Period.
Let me put something together for your review.
Okay.
I think I'll be coming every month when the commissioners meeting and we'll be going over this policy and hopefully we've decreased it significantly every month.
The commissioners really appreciate the work that your office has done and the auditor's office has done. Is getting this list put together for us to see it. I mean, it's before that, it's one thing to hear this office is doing that and this office trying to that is a lot of time owed.
When you see it written down,
And that's a lot of time owed, and it shouldn't be that way. So either one or two things are happening. Department heads aren't paying close attention, or department heads don't have enough employees. Something.
I agree.
And we all need to understand that at this level and certainly on the county council.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Rhonda.
All right, thank you.
Next, museum, Mr. Kevin.
The nicest guy in county government.
It's not true.
It is.
You're being too nice. Good morning, commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm just coming to ask approval for an event. We've got a great group of historical interpreters who come every quarter. In fact, they're coming to the museum this Saturday to do a wintertime trade event, but they're doing it in the museum. In June, we'd like to do something on the actual courthouse square, southeast lawn, that will be focused on our connection to the Civil War.
Absolutely. And Phil, you work with Kevin, whatever they need, help them out. Motion to approve.
You have a date?
I believe June 6th, between 10 and 2.
Okay. So you don't need the whole month.
If you're willing to give it. No, I'm kidding. June 6th would be perfect.
I'd rather see you out there than some other, I won't get into that.
I'll be there too.
Okay, all right.
Okay, we have a motion I'll second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Two other quick things.
Sure.
I have a gift for all of you. Now, we were encouraged to sell these to fund the Bears Stadium, but I thought I'd rather just give them away.
You would probably get one built too.
But this is a book that was done back in 1986, so when the Bears did win the Super Bowl.
Pretty cool.
But we are, as most people are probably unaware, in celebration of the 190th year of Porter County's existence, this book being done for the 150th year, which was also known very confusingly as the sesquicentennial. Not to be confused with what we're about to celebrate this year, the semi-quincentennial of the Declaration of Independence. I thought you would appreciate this. I have plenty of other copies. Anybody would like to stop by the Porter County Museum for one at 20 Indiana Avenue is welcome to do so. It is also going to be available online too. And Melanie, I'll leave yours up front. One last quick thing. The rumors of my retirement have been greatly exaggerated. I have stepped back from the Porter County historian role, which I served for the last 10 years. The Indiana Historical Society and Indiana Historical Bureau sent out an email saying I retired. And so I've been fielding a lot of emails and calls wishing me well in my retirement journey. I am not retired from the Porter County Museum. I have no goal to ever retire from the Porter County Museum. So I just wanted to make that clear in a public forum.
You know, when I read that, I forgot where I might have read it in the Times, where you were handing off that other obligation. I thought some people are going to think that he's retired.
You are correct.
But you ain't old enough.
I know. And hopefully I'll never will be.
No.
But just wanted to make that clear. But thank you. I won't waste any more of your time. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, it's a really cool book.
Yeah.
And we may be doing something like that again coming up, knowing we're only 10 years away from the bicentennial of Porter County, which is pretty cool.
But you touched on it. We're at 190 years this year.
Yeah.
And I spoke to you last week, visited you about you all maybe coming up with an idea too. You can work with county government.
Correct.
Celebrate that this year.
We absolutely can.
Okay.
And we've already started some work on that.
Yeah. Just let Ed or I or Barb know you're ready to.
Okay. Will do.
Something at us.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Okay, next we have the animal shelter. Jennifer, how are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Good.
So Jennifer and I have been working on this trust estate. Animal shelter listed as an heir to the INRAE, the Robert E. Harbrecht, Ruth M. Harbrecht Living Trust. The animal shelter is a 25% recipient of this estate. We have been provided the accounting from the estate itself. The commissioners are asked to sign off on the beneficiary consent to the interim accounting. In reviewing of the accounting, I've reviewed it, and it puts our beneficial interest somewhere probably a little bit north of $120,000. So a very significant bequest by this family, and this is the normal process the commissioners need to review and approve so that we can continue on.
That's right.
Very generous.
Very.
Yeah.
Could we get a letter to that family thanking them for
Yes.
from the Board of Commissioners? So you got plans for it? You got plans for all that money?
Yeah, it'll get used.
I'm sure.
It'll get utilized for sure.
Very, very generous.
Yeah.
So we do need a motion in order to approve that.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Facilities Department. Mr. Phil. How are you?
Good.
Okay, we can start with the JDC. You have a change order number 1 in the amount of $37,898 to be paid out of fund or out of the bond for Berglund.
What's behind this change order?
This one I believe was I think that was just our last pay order from when they did. Wait, no, this one, I'm sorry, you know what? I have to look at this one. I believe.
Not a pay app. It's a change.
Yeah, no, it's a change order. This is for the doors going on with doing the stainless steel doors and the shower coating.
So that's something we decided to do.
Yes, this is the upgrade the showers. You discussed this. It was approved for a while ago.
I apologize.
So it's
fine.
Just come down. Okay.
Do we?
Do any project?
Can we do these together, Scott?
Yes, you can.
Next one's a mechanical concept pay app number 3 in the amount of $296,100 to be paid out of the bond. And we have a Videotech camera upgrade for exterior.
That's for the interior and exterior.
Separate. So we have mechanical concepts pay app number 3 in the amount of $296,100 to be paid out of the bond.
Motion to approve.
Second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Now on to Videotech. And this is for the camera upgrades for the exterior and interior
Yes.
of the amount of $210,600 to be paid out of the bond.
It's also they'll upgrade their servers inside that controls the camera.
So you're going to be replacing those. Can you give us a little bit of a rundown?
So a lot of their cameras are analog still, so they can't get clear pictures. Same thing with their exterior one. The servers are all expired, where they can't be upgraded without physically upgrading. They can't do anything else with them. I know we actually had an issue with just an old wire. I think it was 2 Fridays ago where it got bumped, and being old that they lost 18 cameras, and we had to send someone up there to look at them. They're way past due on the upgrade.
Right.
And I know we kept putting it off because it's, us a big chunk of money. But since we have the bond, I think it's a good use of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the longer we wait, I think that it's just going to cost more and more down the road.
Are those analog are those what was originally?
Yes. So because they no longer do the analog ones, as they replace them, they're putting digital ones in. So they do have some digital ones, but the majority of them are all analog.
30 years old.
Yeah.
Let's do time.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
And the one thing I would add that I think is on the last one that's adding some significant cost, but I think it's a good thing, is that this includes a 200 terabyte RAD5 video archiving server that allows that to stay on a 90-day retention loop. That is an upgrade to that system.
Take it for it.
Well, 200 terabytes is a lot of storage.
Yes, it is.
And 90 days on a rotation on video is a very good rotation for the juvenile center. So I think it's a good thing.
Okay, courthouse. You've got some quotes to replace the shutters, fire control boxes, testing to be paid out of the bond.
My recommendation would be do all 4 of them. Is the first one is from Higgins, is strictly just replacing one door that's broken right now, and the firebox, and that's $6,310. I had one quote from SDI for just the same one shutter and one firebox at $30,395. Higgins can do all 4 with the fireboxes with testing for $25,240. And the doors are all original from the '94 renovation. The other 3 are going to fail, and since we're replacing one and they're giving a better price with doing the testing and replacing all the fireboxes.
Okay, so you're recommending this Higgins overhead door for all of it.
Yeah.
Shutter and fire control with testing for $25,240.
Yes.
Which is also the lowest quote.
Yeah, it's also lower than the SDI doing just one.
Motion to approve.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
The next thing is a Videotech for the courthouse as well. We have with add-ons, without. We have the same problem as like JDC. There's a lot of analogs. I went with security, and they had a bunch of blind spots that they'd like to add like another few cameras. That's what the additional 6,000 to the with add-ons is. And my recommendation would be to add the extra cameras for safety reasons, where they don't have those blind spots.
And this is for what building?
The courthouse.
So your request then would be for a total of
59,687.
Well, how many cameras are we getting for 59,680?
I don't have that in front. I don't have the quote in front of me. Yeah, if you have it, tell you. One, two, three, four, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31. About 31. And that's with the add-on ones.
Is there a maintenance agreement that's attached to all these cameras?
I don't handle it. That's IT that takes care of all the maintenance with the cameras.
We're taking care of internally. We're taking care of.
They normally look at them, and if they can't handle it, then we call Video Tech. And I know we have some kind of agreement with them. I don't know the full agreement.
And you're well aware where they want to put these.
Yes.
Why?
Yep.
You're good with it.
Yeah.
All right.
I went with them.
Motion to approve.
second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. $157 Franklin.
These are the cameras to 6,000s to add inside the new voter areas to cover their back door, their front door, and then they would like one inside their back polling room, for they can use that as well to utilize locking up equipment.
And that's
The 6,043.
$43 be paid out.
This camera upgrade for the exterior, the amount of where at on the exterior.
That is the literally to add. It wasn't an upgrade. It's to add exterior cameras to 157, because there's no exterior cameras at that building at all.
Oh, so I hope it would be some's going to be shining on that parking area.
Yes. So it'd be covering the back and part of the front.
And who's looking at those
That would be security.
at the front desk there?
Yeah.
You get a Christmas card from Video Tech at all?
No.
No?
No.
Making them rich. Motion to approve.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
The last is for Structure Point to design and propose the basement project for the ramp.
For what?
The voter ramp.
Oh, the ramp.
And that's for the amount of $28,650 to be paid out of the bond.
Yep, and they'll put the bid package together for us and everything, and come and explain anything else you guys need.
That's $28,650 to design the ramp.
Design and put the bond and everything together, and then come in. They're going to pretty much be the general on it to make sure there's no project. They're going to oversee it and everything.
How big is this ramp?
It will go from the back double doors and into the edge of the curb of the parking lot.
How many feet?
I'm not sure the exact feet of it actually. It will actually be long enough that the guys can even use it to back the truck up to unload salt in that basement.
So it's not a pedestrian.
No, this is strictly for their voter equipment. So the problem they have is the stairs there. They had a custom ramp we made with a contractor.
Okay.
Since Highway no longer does the loading, no business will use that ramp. They're afraid that people are going to get hurt. Then they have to use the elevator. Last time they used the elevator, they broke the elevator. They also tied it up for the front and back for the customer, for pedestrians and the workers. So everybody was having to take the stairs because the voter equipment on it, they can't get on with it.
So basically, it's an offloading ramp.
Yeah, it's offloading for and we can ourselves we can utilize it because we'll be changing the double doors to a garage door.
Right.
So we can even store like our Kubota over there if we're expecting for snow, and like I said, be able to use it for bringing equipment in and out ourselves.
You might have led with that. You say ramp to me, I'm thinking about what you see in most residents going up there.
Right.
I'm looking at 28,000.
More like making a sally port.
Yeah. Well, thank you. A motion to approve.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
E911, Debbie Gunn. Morning, Debbie.
Good morning.
So you have a Motorola change order number 4 to add, is that Endless?
Endless is the crime center software used nationwide. Right now, we currently have, it's called ComSys, and with the new P1 software that we obviously went live with last year, it automatically runs DMV information and BMV information from the state of Indiana. But this will expand it. This change order expands it to Illinois and Michigan. So it's really a nice feature for dispatchers, so they don't have to do redundant work after things like registrations are entered into CAD and driver's license information is entered into CAD, and it dumps it all into the proper fields. So it's a really nice enhancement.
Okay.
It's a motion to approve.
On this motion, he's asking for the appropriation, I think this month, I'm just going to contingent upon council's appropriation.
So moved.
I do go before them at the end of the month.
We have a motion. I'll second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, next. Is this XBIT?
Zybex.
1-year contract extension or 1-year extended warranty for 10 dispatch consoles in the amount of $8,409.85. Funds will come from an additional appropriation into the foundation contingent upon council's approval.
Similar. I'm on the agenda for that as well before the council. This is, I did a little research before I put this before you to see if it would have just been better to handle the labor and repairs on a case-by-case basis, but it's not cost efficient. So this is something that this will extend it for another year for our councils, and then I'm going to have to do a little research to see if I want to, as you know, these things are aging, so there's a little bit more work that's required for it, and this will cover us.
Okay. Any discussion?
I mean, and they're, if you ever been up there, had the opportunity to go up there and look at those, I mean, they're pretty complex. It almost looks like a cockpit in a 747 jet.
Yeah, like our local fusion center we have. Yep.
Motion to approve.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Highway Department. Mr. Jim Polaric.
Morning, James. I said good morning.
Good morning, John and ladies.
Jim.
As you remember, we got approval from commissioners and council to hire some employees. So these are the pickup trucks that we're going to put those employees in. First one is an F-450 dump truck, which is in stock at Curry Ford as the lowest bidder. So I'd recommend purchase of that F-450 dump truck. And these will be paid for out of the highway department funds that are currently budgeted.
Then you're recommending Curry?
Yeah, Curry Ford in the amount of $75,965.
What year is that?
It's 2023, so it's an older in stock, brand new, but it's
Old stock.
old new stock, correct?
Old new.
Yep.
Motion to approve.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
The next one's here, the F-250 crew cabs. I made a mistake and I told Melanie wrong as far as what was in stock and what could be ordered.
Out of the 5 prices we have here, only one of them is available and be available in 2 to 3 days from Hearing Ford. The other ones would have to be ordered, and right now the ordering is anywhere from 2 to 4 months out. So I apologize for telling Melanie wrong on that. We got the new employees starting next Monday. So I would recommend purchasing the one that we can have from Hearing Ford in the amount of $52,982.14.
Motion to approve.
I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Based upon an employee starting, we can't pick something that costs more unless we're going to backfill here with much more of the emergency that's going to cause.
What does that mean exactly?
It means if the truck right now the lowest bid is $49,771, unless we have a significant reason. In other words, if we quoted it and we needed it this week, that's all the quotes we should be looking at. If we don't need it and we're ordering it, and we don't need it in a week or two, then we should only be looking at they're going to be ordered. We're mixing two different things together.
Okay, when did Jim? When did Graff say how long would it take to get the truck?
2 to 4 months.
And when do you bring in on the new employees?
Monday.
Mr. Attorney.
Well, let's table it and come back and deal with it. We're going to have to do more than just that at this meeting to go up $3,000 or $4,000 truck.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we would have the same issue on the next ones here. The only one that's available currently would be the Hearing Ford, which is $350 low higher than the Graff Ford one, which would have to be ordered.
Just going to table that as well.
Yep.
All right, we'll table that.
Okay.
4.
The F-150s, all of those would have to be ordered, and so that's the same issue, 2 to 4 months out.
But there's no available option.
These are all ordered on the F-150s.
You want to move on which you can. We're looking at lifetime things.
Well, and they're all Curry, Herring, and Graff. They're all what, months out
Correct.
or weeks out?
Months out.
We'll just go to the lowest bid.
Or we can if we can table it, and I can look around and see if we can find something in stock and come back at your next meeting.
What would you like to do?
I think we just look around. Maybe I'll reach out to these other vendors and see if there's something they can maybe get through acquiring through another dealer.
If that's what you'd like to do, I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it.
Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So I'll reach out to all the ones that submitted quotes and see if they can find something quicker.
Okay.
Jim?
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Development and Stormwater Management, J-Bo.
Good morning, Commissioners. If we could defer item number 1 till the next meeting.
Excuse me.
If we could defer the item number 1 to the next meeting, please.
Okay, we'll defer item number 1.
Thank you.
And item number 2.
Is a change order for Garrett Construction for the Marquette Greenway Trail. Increase contract amount $88,800 to exercise a bid alternative concrete boardwalk in lieu of timber boardwalk. We recommend approval.
The money there?
Yes, this is part of the next level trails and the money the council gave us to finish our capital project.
Motion to approve.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Number 3.
H&G Underground Utilities. At your last couple meetings, we had a memorandum of understanding, Whispering Pines, for the force main relocation for our bridge project on Meridian Road. This motion here, a recommendation to award the contract to H&G Underground Utilities in the amount of $234,929.40.
Real quick clarification on that. You did approve awarding it, merely the execution of the contract.
Execution.
At the last meeting, it was awarded by the board.
Motion to approve.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion.
Item 4 is a change order. Contractor Superior Construction, small structure PR-002, County Road 150 south over Cobb Creek, Border Township. Change order is a closeout to balance the change order and a decrease amount of $6,398.
Motion to approve.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Number 5.
National Park Service, this is a letter of support from Porter County to conduct a due diligence which may lead to the future county approvals for the vacation or donation of various county right-of-way or properties within Indiana Dunes National Lakeshore or Indiana Dunes National Park. And with me today, I have Rafi Wilkinson from the National Park Service if you have any questions. But in summary, it's not committing at this time to making any of those donations. I'll let Rafi explain why he needs just the thought that you're willing to participate.
Yeah, commissioners, thank you for having me here. So we've worked together for decades and done many real estate transactions between the two of us. There is new guidance that we have to get letters of support to even open discussions, and I had to get Governor Braun's support, and I have a signed written letter from him, and I have one from Lake County for some transactions over there. But this is just I need this letter of support to give to Washington before I can begin discussing this. These are 4 very small parcels that are within our boundary. We are the only adjacent landowner, and they sit as islands within our park. And so and some roads also from unimproved roads that provide issues for, like, we can't restore on other people's land. So for our restoration work, our law enforcement, and our fire department, it would help clean up the situation in those areas.
Right.
But again, non-binding. This is only so that I can approach you and have a more formal discussion.
Scott, is this, I don't want to overburden you, buddy, but is this a letter you could throw together and get us to sign?
I included a letter in the packet.
Oh, you included a letter. Well, there you go. Motion to approve.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming today.
Yeah, thank you.
Last item is St. Andrews Develop Phase 2 approval for the reduction of the performance bond for public infrastructure from $72,067.00 to $68,150.00, a decrease of $3,917.00. And Mr. Dave Champion's here, the development engineer, should you have any questions.
Why is it decreased?
Usually when we do projects for the public infrastructure, if they hit a certain level and a plateau, we have an engineer's estimate we've all agreed upon in the beginning. And it's common that we can reduce the bond amount, and the bond remaining covers the rest of the work get done.
In there?
Yes.
Oh.
There are 2 or 3 lots remaining that are still under construction, and some items from the punch list in phase 2 that are still in progress that will be able to be concluded when the weather changes.
That's a beautiful development.
And the reduction, I believe, was most related to the progress that was made for the sidewalk installation. As lots were getting developed, they were putting the sidewalk in, so they were able to claim a credit for some of the sidewalk project.
Motion to approve.
Okay. Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
And there'll be a original copy bond from the bank that the president of the commissioners will sign.
Okay.
If we can get the original back, and we can have that filed.
Okay.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you, Mr. Bo. Okay, moving on. Any other matter which may properly become before the Board of Commissioners? Anyone? Seeing none. Motion adjourned. Our next meeting will be March 10th.
Second.